Welcome, Ryan Fay, candidate for Town Commissioner here in Davidson. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to respond to 3 key questions during this live Facebook interview. All candidates will answer the same questions, and you'll have about 3 minutes per question. And we'll signal you when you're getting close to the 3-minute mark for each question. So welcome.
Thank you.
First question, what do you believe are the 3 most important issues facing our town right now? And how would you address these critical issues?
Sure, thank you. To me, it really boils down to 3 simple facts. We need to reconnect, we need to reevaluate, and we need to restore. And so what do I mean by that? Well, we need to reconnect as a community. As a community, the last 2 years have been extremely hard on us. There's been a lot of issues that have come to divide us, and we need to come back together. Because I believe, and I've seen this in the business world, that the more we are connected and united, the more we can get done as a group. And I find that to be extremely important and one of the first things that I think we need to handle. I laid out a couple of ideas in my previous video, and those are just some things that I would put in place from day one to try to get us up and going. I think we also need to reevaluate our financial situation. Everybody's familiar with the drain MI Connection puts on our budget, and it's forced us to make decisions and put us in situations that we honestly shouldn't be in. We need to look at an exit strategy now, get out of that situation as quickly as possible so we can move forward with more important business. I think we also need to reevaluate the proposed town hall. I don't believe it's the time or the place for a new town hall. I feel like a town hall is something that the government should earn from the citizens when they've done a really good job. And we're too divided right now. There's too many things that are going on, and I think we have higher priorities that we need to focus on. And then lastly, we need to restore the faith in Davidson as a small town, in our values, and in our government. We need to start to work within the black and whites and not so much the gray area. And we need to get back to what makes us a beautiful small town and our core values that are so important. And we need to restore the faith that the citizens should have in the government. And the only way we can do that is to be open and honest, transparent in communication, and let the people know that their concerns and their issues are being listened to and addressed by the government.
Thank you. Question number 2 is a 2-part question having to do with strengths and weaknesses. What are the greatest strengths and or experiences you bring as a candidate, and how would you apply these strengths or experiences to better Davidson?
Sure. So every day in the business world, I'm faced with making difficult decisions. And I think one of my strengths is my ability to kind of take a step back, be patient, and really take a pragmatic approach when it comes to making these difficult decisions. Now, it drives my wife crazy because I try to overthink things sometimes. But I'm a team player, and I want to hear what other people's thoughts are, what their opinions are. Maybe they come from a different perspective or vantage point, and it gives me a more well-rounded opportunity to make the best decision for everybody. So when I go into making these decisions, it's extremely important to me that I get all the facts, I do the research, I listen to people's opinion, and then I make a decision that I think is going to benefit the majority of the people, the great majority of the people, and go from there.
On the flip side, what are your weaknesses or areas for further development? And how would you address these in order to best serve our town?
Sure. So one concern I've heard from a lot of people is that I'm a fairly new resident to Davidson. I've only lived here for 2 years. And they say, you've only lived here for 2 years. That's a massive jump to from being a new citizen of Davidson to trying to run for the government. But what I've told them is that, I'm not new to North Carolina and I'm not new to the region. As a matter of fact, I spent 14 years in Huntersville, and my wife and I immediately fell in love with Davidson from the moment we moved here. And we would come and eat breakfast here, we would shop in the shops, we would drive around and look at houses, but financially we just weren't able to pull the trigger at that time, and it was something that we kind of aspired to. Davidson was a place that we knew someday we were going to get. And so I would tell those people that while I am a new resident, I want to take action. I want to, this place has a very special place in my heart. It's my forever home, and I plan on having my children be raised here, my grandchildren raised here, and I hope that they will come back for generations to come. So Davidson has got a very special place in my heart, and because of my desire to get here for so long, I don't want to let it go anyplace else. I want Davidson to continue to be that special small town that we fell in love with originally.
Thank you. And last question. What do you think the role of town commissioner is and should be? What duties are prescribed by the statute, and how does that translate to day-to-day operations in Davidson?
Sure. So In the most literal sense, I mean, the commissioners take on the duties of the legislative and executive branch. It's their responsibility to approve the budget, approve spending, help guide the staff, and really to create the strategic and long-term plan for the town. But when it comes to how I feel that position should be seen, I think that it's important for the commissioners to remember that we're a representative government. And even at the local level, we're a government by the people and for the people. And I think that's important because those people need to be heard, need to have their voices heard. And so in my day-to-day responsibilities, I think my goal would be to get out into the community, to listen to the people, to find out what keeps them up at night. What are they concerned about with the town of Davidson? What are their fears, their concerns? What do they love about Davidson? Because those are the things that we can bring back to the table as commissioners to make sure we're either activating on the things they like or handling the things that are causing them concern. And that's the most important thing because they're electing us and it's our responsibility to serve them.
Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate it, Ryan.
Thank you.